Hey, what's up guys? Tuki here, back again with a quick video because believe it or not, I have not forgotten we have to cover the newest Channel Hall of Famers for the San Jose Sharks series and Draft to Glory all-out offense. A few weeks ago, I left it up to you. Who are the players that are going to go down as the ones to remember in that series or in those series? Because again, through NHL 19, it was a bit of a down year, we'll say, in terms of memorable players. In a way, I really didn't handle the Channel Hall of Fame, but it is back. For each of these series, while there were some memorable players and quite a few players that were up for nomination, there are 3 inductees on each side. Now, unfortunately, due to the NHL save file limits, the Sharks series has been deleted. I think the All-Out Offense series isn't there either at this point. So this video is just going to be, hey, here's what it is. I have no way to really go back and look at like, hey, here's all the career stats and everything. Unless I track down the stuff, from within the video when we would have looked the last time. The last time we would have looked at those players. So, hey, at the very least, watch the series if you want a reminder. Look back, because I'm lazy and I have other videos to make. But let's talk first and foremost about Draft to Glory all-out offense. 3 players have made it in, and leading the way in that series, the second highest percentage. Of course, the top would go to someone in San Jose in that series, but the highest yes percentage out of anybody from Draft to Glory all-out offense. The one name that you should, as voted on by you guys, think of when you think of that series, it's Joakim Kemell. One of the most dominant playoff performers we ever had. I mean, unbelievable what he was able to do year in and year out, and then ultimately we get to the end of that series, and he's able to push us to the promised land. Joakim Kemell, again, someone that we used in a Nation United Finland edition last year. He redeemed himself this time out. 84% of the vote. Joakim Kemell is a Channel Hall of Famer. Secondly, we go to the defensive side of things, and the top defenseman to remember is Zane Trafford. Now, initially, it didn't look like he was going to be the defenseman to remember, but a certain someone decided to not develop at all despite being a medium elite, and then out of nowhere, Zane Trafford decided to say, hey, I am the premier defenseman of this series, and you guys agreed. 79% of the vote. Zane is in, and last but not least, he just barely made the cut. Now, in the past, has it been 70%, or are we doing this baseball style with 75? It is 75%, and Paul Cato makes the cut solely for our final season with the team. His heroics, unbelievable goal-scoring pace in the playoffs. Paul Cato is also a Channel Hall of Famer. Everybody else fell just short. There were a couple of guys in the 70s, between 70 and 74%, that ultimately did not make it. But the 3 names from all-out offense, Joakim Kemell, Zane Trafford, and Paul Cato, those are the 3 big names. Of course, 2 forwards and a defenseman. No goaltending, which sounds about right. On the San Jose side of things, we get to the top of the list with 90% of the vote. No surprise at all. It is Erik Karlsson, who had the most dominant run of any defenseman in the history of this channel, as much as Frederick McDonough is probably the first defenseman from any series that you think of from the Draft to Glory Goon Squad series from a few years ago. Erik Karlsson was the most dominant defenseman, winning Norris after Norris, putting up over 100 points as a defenseman. It is insane just how good he was. And spoiler alert for that series, 3, 2, 1, the fact that we didn't win a cup until he left, until he retired, is such a shame. Second for the Sharks, we go to the forwards. And this shocked me. But with 79% of the vote, Noah Gregor is in the Channel Hall of Fame, which I gotta be honest, I don't hate. He joins the likes of Philip Deneau as a bottom 6 specialist. And Noah Gregor was arguably the key to the team because, again, what he was able to do in the bottom 6 lines, well, we had, guys like Timo Meier, Tomas Hertl, and then, of course, you would have had, the Eberles, the Bjorkstrands, the countless amount of forwards, Dylan Gambrell, Logan Couture that we used in that series. Noah Gregor, after the first few seasons, was a constant in the bottom 6, and you guys noticed he makes the Channel Hall of Fame with 79% of the vote, and then we get to our third option, the name that I just mentioned, with 76% of the vote. Timo Meier is also in the Channel Hall of Fame, and those were the only 3. Again, there were a lot of names I mentioned, of course, a lot of names, Burns, Thornton, Marlowe that we kept around, Joe Pavelski. We had goaltending issues throughout that entire series, but those are the 3 names, Karlsson, Gregor, and Timo Meier, and I certainly agree with Timo Meier being in the Hall of Fame as well, as, again, he was a crucial part of that series for the Sharks. So there you go, guys. 6 new additions to the Channel Hall of Fame, the 6 players to remember from those first 2 series. Who will make the Hall of Fame, if anybody, from the current ongoing series, the Nation United Russia, and, of course, the Florida Panthers series? Time will tell if anybody does, but there is a high standard that they have to adhere to if they ever hope to make it. Thank you guys so much for watching, of course, supporting this channel. Greatly appreciated, and I will see you next time.